Thank you for joining me for Takeaway Tuesday, and this is another week using designer series paper. Oh my goodness, are these bunnies just not the cutest little things that you have ever seen? Today we are using the designer series paper that is from the catalog, and it is the second item called Countryside Inn on page 129. This is a fabulous array of blues. They have Balmy Blue, Boho Blue, Misty Moonlight, and Night of Navy. I'm telling you, stunning, stunning papers that they have for this. I just think it's so cute. They got ones with little foxes in it and bunnies. I am just so very excited. What we're going to do today, your card base is a long vertical card base, and what we want to do is we are going to cut some of this bottom part off. So you are going to need your trimmer. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to get my trimmer and I'm going to cut off 2.5. So I'm going to cut it at 2.5. So I'm going to bring it over to 2.5. All right, so there's the rest of the card is over there. The fold is on this side. So it's at the 2.5 mark, and I'm just going to cut that right off. But you need to keep this piece, okay? So I have that now cut off. All right, this card is going to be this way as we open it up like this, okay? So what's going to happen, the first thing, I don't like losing any of my pieces, so I'm going to glue this piece in right away, and that goes on the inside of the card. My gosh, aren't those bunnies just the cutest? It reminds me of Velveteen Rabbit. Anybody else remember Velveteen Rabbit? Comment below if you remember Velveteen Rabbit. Oh my goodness, used to love that story. So I'm going to put little Velveteen Rabbit in here on the inside of the card. Now this is 4 by 5 1/4. Again, a nice frame all the way around. I love that frame look, okay? So on the top here, there's a piece of DSP, and this is 4 inches long, and it is by 2 1/4. So what I want to do is I'm going to actually cut this off. So it's 2 1/4, so I want 2.5. So I'm going to cut a little bit more off. Okay. All right, we're going to do this. All right. So 2.5. There we go. I'm just going to cut that off a little bit. So it matches that piece of DSP, okay? And what I'm going to do, again, see, look, it nicely fits, coordinates really well with the Night of Navy. And again, so I don't lose it, I'm going to glue this piece down, okay? Oh, isn't that pretty on that side too? Oh my goodness. So I'm going to glue that down, and I can see it double check to make sure that your pattern is going the right way. So all these flowers are like facing up, not kind of going sideways. Same with the bunnies. So what we want to do next is we have this piece of blue, and I have a piece of white. And what we're going to do is we are going to take some of those new dies that we have that are called Countryside Corner dies. Okay. I'm loving this set. Okay, if you just buy anything, buy the paper and these dies. My gosh, they are fabulous. Loving, they work so well together. Oh my goodness, I've used these so much. So what we're going to do is we are going to cut a piece of blue out on here. Okay. Now, if your piece is, and then we're going to have a piece of white on the inside. So we want one with a white and one with a blue. So we're going to cut those, okay? So let's go and give those a little cut with a emboss machine. So if you don't, I was thinking, if you don't have these dies, that's okay. You could just make your image square, as long as it layers on the white. So the white on the Night of Navy. Okay, so we want it kind of like that so it spans a little bit. Okay, so again, I'm watching which way that my image goes, and I am going to get a stamp set, and I'm going to actually do some stamping with Night of Navy. Okay, again, with the circle sayings, you know, I'm finding so much, even though there's only a few things in here, I'm finding a lot to do with it. Right now, I'm going to use this sentiment, these flowers here, and a sentiment, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the flowers. Whoops, move that off to the side. And I'm going to lay them down. Kind of, maybe I'll do it this way. And I want to find a sentiment that's going to fit on there. So let's take a look for the thank you. Let's see if that fits. All right, it does. And what I'm going to do first, before I stamp this part, is I think I'm going to stamp the sentiment first, just to make sure. It's easier to work around the sentiment than if I stamp, make sure everything is cleared off, that there's no little bits in between. As I was saying, it's easier to work around the sentiment than it is to fit the image in and then work around it. Okay, so let's ink that up in Night of Navy. Okay, line that up. I want to make sure it's nice and straight, and I'm going to stamp. There we go. There's a Night of Navy with the thank you. And I'm going to use these flowers, and I'm going to kind of go around it. Mainly the one I want to do is around the bottom. So I'm going to kind of curl as much as I can and stamp. Oh, that's looking great. And I'm going to ink it up again, and I want to bring a little bit up to that. Oh, I just dropped that. Did you see that? Bring a little bit up to the top. There we go. And it kind of goes around. Oh, I can do a little bit more on the bottom. And if you don't like it, you know what? You can always flip it around, which I think I'm going to do. Nothing says that I can't do that, right? Okay, sometimes that happens. Let's just do that. Again, place the thank you in, redo this, and this time I'm going to make sure I get the flowers all the way around. There we go. That's better. That's better. It was a little off on the other side. Okay. Let's get them around the sentiment there. There we go. That's better. There we go. Okay. There we go. Going to close up that ink. Don't forget. Again, we're going to clean our ink, our images with the Stampin' Scrub. Wash it, dry it. Wash it, and dry it. Love the Stampin' Scrub. It gets in between all those little nooks and crannies. So I have this now. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a piece of ribbon, and you can grab whatever ribbon you want. I'm just going to wrap this around. This is what I had sitting on the table here, so why not? Go with that. I'm going to wrap it around. See, there was a little bit of space underneath the thank you, and instead of just leaving it blank, I'm just going to place a little ribbon. Okay, there we go. And whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to place that on the Night of Navy. Now I got to find another piece of that ribbon so I can make a little bow, but I can do that at the very end. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to put that on there like that. Looking good, looking good. And then what I want to do is I want to add this off to the side. You can see where my bunnies are. And I'm actually going to put it on there off to the side, up. And I'm going to glue just the top part. You don't want to glue the whole thing because then it will just kind of, you know, glue the card together. So I'm just going to put some glue along the top and put that on there like that. Okay. All right. Now, I did have a larger piece of that white that I could always add inside, but you know what? It kind of, lose those little bunnies in here, right? So I thought, oh, no, oh dear. So what I'm going to do is actually going to cut this a little bit smaller, and I will add it to the top. So let's see. Can I get it smaller? I'm going to use this one and just cut it smaller, and let's see what happens. Okay, look, we got a little smaller. Yeah, that looks like a little frame. Maybe I'll use that for something, I don't know. And I'm going to add that up in here, and I think, I want to make sure it clears. Oh, it does. I really don't want to use up those little, like, take away from those little bunnies. They are just too darn cute, so I'll put my sentiment or my hello or written note up on the top here. And look, that just fits right in. Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh, so cute. And I got the ribbon to finish it up. Gonna make a little, you can make a bow. I'm just gonna make one of those little knots. Yes, this is upside down. There we go. And I'm going to bring it off to the side with that. And I am going to add some of those iridescent pearls, which are from the Seaside's, the Seaside one. I'm just gonna, add a couple of those, just because I had a couple of extra, and I think these would look really, really nice on this card. Okay, there we go. And I think I'm gonna just do one more, tuck one more up under that ribbon. And that is my card for today. Again, showcasing the designer series paper. I am just, so happy with it. I'm going to show you my original that I had made. Okay, so this is my original. I had it this way. And you know what I found out? My flowers are going sideways. And that's why I wanted to remind you, watch which way that your flowers are going. Okay, so this one is going up and down. And as I was saying about the DSP, I tried it with the fox here. Oh my gosh, these guys are so cute too. I just got to finish this up. And again, my flowers are going the right way though. And gonna finish these guys up and let you know how they turn out. So loving this card. A little bit of a sentiment. This one here has a larger sentiment. They're a little different, but I think they turned out really, really nice. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's card and will create. Don't forget to post it. I'd love to see what you make. Anyways, until next time, have a great crafting day, and I will see you on next Takeaway Tuesday. Thanks a lot. Don't forget, northernstamper@gmail.com.